In this edition of the Sewing Report, we're taking a hard look at my own crafting space. While I love Pinterest and Instagram as much as the next person, there's one thing that bugs the heck out of me, and that's these completely impossible, perfect, elaborately staged, and very photoshopped images that I just get bombarded with day in and day out. Now, if you're a blogger or a photographer or a quilter, I totally get it. You want to have like some on-brand images and, you know, show everything well styled and all that jazz. I totally get it. But to someone like me who's just your regular sewist and quilter, I feel bad about myself. Like when I look at your Instagram feed or your Pinterest wall, I just feel so inadequate that I can never live up to those standards, and that I just start to feel like very down on my own stuff. So that's why I thought it would be interesting to start a segment right here and right now called Honest Craft Room. Now, I know the term sewing room and craft room tend to be intermixed. I'm going to call this Honest Craft Room because, to be completely honest with you, it rolls off the tongue better. It just does. So even though this space is really for sewing quite a bit of the time, it is technically a craft room. You know, I do have a Cricut expression in here, and I did just bedazzle a sweater, so it's a craft room too. So I think once a month, if I can get it together, I'm going to show you my sewing and crafting space completely unedited. This is just a very raw look at these rooms, and you can see everything that I'm doing, all of my stuff in there, and I won't clean up anything and I won't do anything special. You're just getting a very as-is look. So let's get started. This is one of my spaces, and as you can tell, this is not where I keep my sewing machines anymore, but it is where I keep a lot of my supplies. So this is one of the first rooms that I kind of took over when we moved into this house. And this is the only room with painted walls, repainted walls. So as you can tell, I'm not much of a decorator. I did make some DIY art, but for the most part, it's a little bit sparse in here, so I could use some help. I've got this random suitcase in here that I have some, I think, crafting supplies in. And this is a craft table that my husband made for me a couple of years ago for Christmas. So it's large. Some of the desk drawers don't always work very well, so we had to fix them. And then in this little file folder thing, I keep a lot of my patterns. So all the PDF patterns and then a lot of my printed paper patterns, I just keep in there. And I love my Alvin cutting mat, and I've got a bunch of, yeah, obviously this is pretty real here. So a lot of these supplies are from a sewing fail that I had recently, and that's another segment I'm thinking about doing, is one called Sewing Fails. So you can see projects that didn't work out for me, and I explain why, and also kind of make fun of myself. And I keep a lot of my fabric scraps and then some of my purse hardware in these little glass containers. I got them from Walmart. I know, a very chic store to shop at. And a few months ago, I added a monitor and then a cable box and a little Blu-ray player smart thingy so that I could watch TV in here. So that's been kind of awesome. So yeah, lots of stuff there. And I got these chairs from Target, and I've got one in the other room too. And I think the chairs are about $119, so they weren't badly priced. The quality's okay. But stuff gets stuck to them pretty easily. And then this is a blazer pattern I'm cutting out. I started this about a week and a half ago, and it's still sitting here, so yeah. And then this is my spray painted IKEA trash can. Some random stuff over here. And in that little wastebasket over here, I'm actually collecting fabric scraps. I want to make a poof at some point, so I'm just sort of compiling all that stuff, so when I actually make the poof, I have stuff to stuff it with. So there's that. I've got my refill bottle of Best Press, and I think that's my Sew Steady table in the corner there. And then I made these curtains myself. I didn't do a great job. They were supposed to be Roman shades, but I definitely messed them up, so now they're like loose Roman shades or something. And then that white panel is just from Kmart. And over here, Over here we've got my IKEA cabinet that I got from the clearance room, and it's filled with fabric and other sorts of junk. And then this sewing table I actually got from somebody off of eBay, and it does have a vintage Singer 201 too in there. But right now we're not going to take it out because it's a lot of work. I've got these gold jars over here. I spray painted the tops gold. I know, genius, right? And I keep my gold purse hardware in there. And we can't forget the closet of shame. See, I told you I had a cricket expression. It's right up here. I've got my Pokemon purse up there, and lots of interfacing and flex foam. Some books. I don't know what's over. Oh, that's my huge roll of Stiffy, which is an alternative to the Peltex. And I've got a chalkboard paint set that James gave me for my birthday last year that I haven't used. Or maybe it was for Christmas. Yeah, Christmas. And then these are a lot of purses that I've made that don't have homes. So, yeah, I'm amassing quite a stash here. And they've got some random stuff in the corner. I honestly don't even know what's in there. And then I've got some batting and interfacing in here. And then this little plastic drawer unit just has some random craft supplies. So, yeah, closet of shame. It's really packed to the max here. Oh, and this was a gift from the mini kitten, like the kitten mini quilt swap I did like last year or the year before. So I like to keep it hanging up so I can look at it. So I really need to do something with this room, like in the decoration department. But even though I like picking out fabric for projects, I'm really not great at home interior design stuff. So I could really use some help. If you've got suggestions, let me know. Alright, we're about to enter the other room that I work out of quite a bit. I'm really going for the minimalist look here, if you can't tell. And this is where I actually keep my sewing machines. I've got my brother Serger down on the floor. I've got some soak products that I just kind of left out. And some random jewelry. And of course, my new gold desk accessories from Target that I'm very, very excited about. I just love that little Bulldog. And having a gold stapler is just a lot of fun. And I also got the desk lamp there. I think it was on sale. And we've got the sort of the redheaded stepchild, the Sailrite machine. Now I got this a few months ago, and I thought it would be great for like heavier duty projects, for making bags, or if I wanted to do like home deck stuff. But it hasn't been very easy for me to use, so I've been a little bit intimidated by it. So maybe someday I can get over it, but I feel bad because I got it and then I haven't really been using it. And then down on the floor, I've got some fabric scraps. This is another work in progress. This is the retro plaid quilt. Of course, I got a random pillow above it. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then over here, we've got some random rotary cutter blade refills in my ironing board, some thread, and a fat quarter bundle. And then this is my main sewing table. Yes, this is a card table from Walmart. I think I got it for $35. But I like it because it's portable and you can move it around, and we can use it for a bunch of stuff. So while it's not like the most fancy sewing table, it's very utilitarian. And it fits my sewing machine on it quite nicely. This is the Janome 7700. It is discontinued, but I still love it anyways. And then I've got this wonderful chair from Target. I think Target. I think it was like $13. And interestingly, it wasn't like tall enough for me to use with the sewing machine. So my husband sort of jerry-rigged this little wood, I don't know what you'd call this, but it makes the chair a little bit taller. I know it looks very, very primitive, but it works. So I'm all about using what works. And then as a backdrop, we've got my Scrappy Hunter Star Quilt, and I've hung it by this IKEA rail system, curtain system, and I really like it because I can change out the quilt, or I could put like a fabric backdrop if I'm filming something. So I thought that was a good decision. And then over here we've got my ironing board. Yeah, it's a little dirty, and my Panasonic cordless iron, which is definitely a decent iron, but I'm kind of interested in trying those reliable irons, the ones made in like Germany, because I've heard they're pretty awesome. Alright, we're going in the closet now. And yeah, lots of random stuff. Got some boxes. And then I've got this IKEA shelving unit that I keep random stuff in, so. I really like this thing though, and I think for both of these it was maybe 60 bucks, so for a shelving storage solution, this is definitely a pretty budget-friendly option. So yeah, that's my sewing space. I don't know if this is a good idea or a really horrible idea. I guess we'll find out together. But let me know what you think. And if this segment catches on, I will do it again next month. But give it a thumbs up if you liked it, thumbs down if you thought my space sucked. And I will see you next time. I'm Jennifer Moore with the Sewing Report.